Hey, so we're here today. We're gonna try to build up my trail bike all by ourselves. So it's just me and my brother today. My dad's not home, so we're gonna see what we've learned from all these build videos, see if we can do it. So let's get started. Okay, so starting off, the most important part, I'm gonna be building up this Norco Sight frame. It's in like the team green color. I love it. It's kind of a lighter blue on top, and then there's darker green on the bottom. Okay, so to start off, I'm gonna need to put the bike in the stand, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw on my dropper post. This is a 1-up dropper post, and it's 180 millimeters. So here it is. So first we're gonna wire the cable. So you just pull off this ferrule here, and we're just gonna run it through and hope it comes out the top.
Ow.
Wait, tell the people what you're doing.
I'm trying to figure it out first.
Okay. Oh, hi, baby.
Right now, I got the housing too, but I'm not sure how to get the cable onto the 1-up dropper. I've never done a 1-up one, so I'm just gonna YouTube it.
Not off to a great start.
Yeah.
But we did finally get the housing through after a couple of tries.
Hey folks, we're back again with another video.
Okay, so I just finished looking it up, and now I understand it, so I'm gonna do it now. We have to push this. Now, could you push that? Okay, so me and my sister got that through. She might have had to stand on it, but now I can just feed this into the housing. Thanks. Ooh, I kind of forgot something.
What?
The ferrule.
Where is it?
Good question.
After some ground searching, we did in fact find the ferrule. So now we're redoing it. And Dash is here to help.
Why are you licking me?
And if anyone is wondering why Dash is here, it's because he was too lazy to run, so he got to stay behind. What an expert.
You pulled the housing?
Yeah.
Okay, so this my sister bought in the wrong size, so we need a shim, but we don't have a shim. So I took my dad's seat post and seat post shim out of his downhill bike, so we can put it in the stand, build it up, and then take it out and buy the right shim.
So how many hours have we been since we started building?
I don't know, like 4. We like got boba and stuff.
Yeah, we took a break.
Yeah.
Okay, well let's get going again.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're just inserting the shim in. You might have to loosen. Oh, right. So as you can see here, we slid in our shim and our seat post, so we were able to get the bike into the stand. And then for the next thing, I'm gonna be putting on this awesome Zeb Ultimate that I got at Ride Bicycles. The gray is super sick. It's gonna go great with the bike. But before we do that, we're gonna go ahead and throw in the headset. Okay, so first you grab the top part of the headset, as you can see here, and then you're just gonna go ahead and set it into the frame. I don't think that's how you're supposed to do it.
No, it is. Wait, do you want to go get a hammer?
Okay.
It's not
Is it in there?
No.
Oh. So after we just hammered in this part, you're gonna just put on the top. And then
Make sure it's centered.
Yeah, make sure it's centered, and then you're gonna go ahead and do something similar on the bottom. So as you can see here, we've just hammered in the bottom part. So now the headset is in, and now it's time
For the crown
for
race.
the Zeb.
So this just like will sit flush so no dirt gets in. And this you kind of just have to like hammer on. It kind of sucks. So for this, I'm just gonna use some PVC pipe because we don't have the real tools. So. Ow. So I got the bearing now because the crown race is on. I can go on. Slide that down. And just stop. This is her stem. It's a Deity Copperhead stem. So I'm just gonna slide that on so that the fork doesn't fall straight to the ground.
Does it stay up this high?
No. But we've got to figure out how high we want to cut it.
So my mom as well has an Norco Sight, and she has her bar stacked pretty high. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this larger ring under my stem probably, and then these two on top. But so to cut the bar, we're just gonna cut it on top of the 3 spacers. First, we just have to mark where you want to cut it. So Elliot's just going in with a little tool, and as you can see, it just gets a little line on there.
To cut the steer tube, we're just gonna use this Park Tool saw guide. So we're just gonna put this and this, line up the cut, and then use a saw.
And he previously marked the line where he wants to cut it, so just gotta put that in this gap here. Oh, sorry. It's in this one.
Yeah. And now I'm just gonna cut. Getting the shot. Perfect.
Okay, so we just filed this down, so as you can see now, it's a lot nicer. So we're gonna go ahead, push that back, and then slide it back up like we did before. Hold this down.
Oops, missed the frame. Fat spacer.
So I'm gonna do, I've been riding my mom's bike, so I'm just gonna go and do the same heights that she had, which is a large one on the bottom, and then the rest on top. Okay, so we did forget to bang in the star nut, so we're taking this off again. I have this tool here that we're just hitting the star nut in with. So now we're gonna put this in for the 4th time.
Is it 4th or is it 5th?
I don't know.
Don't remember.
And spin this way. Nope. This way.
Oh my god.
Okay, so we got the stem on and it's pretty straight. So now we're gonna go ahead and install this top.
Just how it looks this time.
Put the one on top.
No, the other one always goes on bottom because if it's
So how do you put that in there?
Why is this extra stardust on this? What are you doing?
How do you take it off?
You go lefty loosey, which to you means absolutely nothing.
So now you're gonna go ahead and put this in here, and you have to have the words perfectly straight or it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So make sure the Deity is perfectly at the top here. So if you look at the frame right here, this is not the right link because this bike is made to have both 29er wheels, but I'm gonna go ahead and mullet it. So to do that, I'm gonna need to put on a new link. So it comes with a link, but the link it comes with, what? Okay, so here's the link that it comes with, but this link doesn't have any bearings in it, as you can see here. So we're gonna go ahead and press in some bearings.
And to do that, we have to press out those bearings.
Or we can, no, can we don't? Dad said we can just put in new.
I don't think we have them.
He told me I can. Okay, so we're just gonna loosen these bolts here.
Take them off, not loosen.
Yeah. See ya. Okay. So if you look in here, this is the bearing that we need. Zoom in. Okay, so now we're gonna take off the rest of the bolts so that we can access all the bearings.
Jeez.
So it seems like they have a lot of Loctite on them, so it's really hard to get these the back 2 bolts off, but as you can see here, we got the front 2 off. I don't think this is how you're supposed to do it.
Bro, what Loctite did they put on these?
Wait, why'd you hit my frame a bunch?
That was my hand, it was dirty.
Oops.
I think I'll take it off.
Okay, so now you can see this here is free. So we really need those here. Add it to my hand. We just got these ones off, and then there's 2 more. So
Well, it's 1 through 1.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 1 through 1 here. So
Spacers.
okay, so we just got this part out here, but our bolt snapped while we were taking it out. So
I think they used a lot of Loctite.
it seems like they used a lot of Loctite, so we had it in here, and we had another Allen key on the other side to hold it in. But when we unscrewed this left side here, it just completely broke, as you can see here. So we're gonna go ahead and call some shops and see if they have it in. For now, we're gonna swap this part out here. And then here's the new part that goes on the bottom to mullet it. So as you can see here, this one says 29.29 on it, so this is definitely not the right part. And then this one here is for mulleting, where it says 29.27.5. That was so tight. So there's definitely some sort of like a bit of frame damage going on.
It's fine.
But
Just
okay.
It also
So we think the bolt broke because of how much Loctite is on these bolts, but we're not exactly sure. But if you just look in here, like this is the bolts we just took out, they're pretty crazy. So I think that's why those other bolts broke, but we should be able to get a warranty. Just gonna screw these bolts back in. Normally you'd put the shock in, but since we don't have the upper piece, we're not gonna put the shock in.
So for the bar, my sister's gonna be running a Deity black label. It has a 25 mil rise and it's in the stealth color.
Okay, so we want to cut the bars at 760, but that's not really an option. So I think what we're gonna do, so halfway between 0 and 25 would be 12.5. So 50 plus 12.5 would be 762.5. So I think we'll cut them at 762.5 on this line here. I'm really not sure why these numbers go even, but it's chill. Each check mark is like 3.2.
Actually so dumb.
And Elliot gave up, so he is scootery. Maybe it's by 6s. 769. What's 69 minus 6?
420.
3? Okay. What's 63 minus 6? 50.
Too much math.
Okay, it doesn't go by 3s. Can you hold my camera?
No, the long side goes here, so when you cut it, the whole bar does.
Can you hold my camera? I caught you.
Yes, righty tighty.
Then you're gonna solder it. Sod it, I mean. Sod it. Oops, I had my finger in front of the lens.
Hey, I got the cut started. You got this.
Okay. You go, girl. Woohoo! Did you read it right? High RPM. Is it going?
Yep, you made half a millimeter. 2,000 RPM.
Am I there yet?
You're like, good job.
Loki did it, right?
Yes.
We just finished cutting the bar. Now we're gonna go ahead and do the other side.
Okay, guys, this is her first cut all by herself.
Okay, so now I'm gonna cut the other side all by myself. Why is it just electric? Is it done?
2 hands, remember? Oh, you're doing this. Epic.
Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and go install this on the bike.
Actually, no. First, we have to file down the edges.
Oh, first we're gonna, so after we just, wait. Okay, so we just finished trimming down the bar, as you can see here.
Right under the shock. Nice one.
Oops. We're gonna go ahead and take off these 4 bolts and put the bar in. We got the cover off. I'm not exactly sure my bar rule yet, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put this on, and then I'll
About that.
perfect my roll later. Okay, so this is a GXT type derailleur that I got. It's from Ride Bicycles. It's AXS, so the battery goes in back here, as you can see. So let's install it. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and put on the derailleur, but if you look at this, I think it comes with T-type, but it actually has these 2 sides
It
here.
mounts straight to this so that you can't bend the derailleur hanger, which is actually super nice. And yeah, it makes this way stronger. So it just replaces this, so I'm gonna get that off right now.
So first, we're gonna unscrew this.
Okay, so since this is what the axle threads into, it's opposite, so it's lefty-tighty.
So we just tightened it with like basically full body weight. So now we're gonna try to undo it. Oh, he got it. And this is Dash. He's a puppy. Okay, so this thing here comes off in 2 pieces. T-Type is the only derailleur that I know of that mounts directly to the frame. So,
Because it's pretty epic like that.
adore me, hold me, me. Okay, so now we're gonna just go ahead and tighten it.
It goes to tight.
Get it on there tight because this is your derailleur, so it's kind of like your life. Oh yeah, so I accidentally put the derailleur on upside down.
No, it just needs to rotate back. I thought it would rotate after it's tight, but it doesn't. Wow, perfect. I don't want to tighten it too much because then the frame will like it back. So now I think we're gonna do the shifter pod, and then cassette, and then bottom bracket, and then cranks, and then chain ring, and then chain, and then
brakes.
wheels, and then wait for a new bolt, then finish. This is the Axis shifter pod that we got from Ride Bicycles. It's kind of cool because you can, actually I don't know how to adjust it, but you can adjust like how tilty it is, and then just slide it on. So this is gonna slide on, and then with this bolt loose, you can like adjust how much you want it tilted. So that is actually pretty cool.
Just installed this, and as you can see, there's that hole. So this
Nory, are you being for real right now?
is that even right?
It's an electronic shifter.
What's this for then?
The dropper pose.
Now we're gonna go ahead and put in the bottom bracket. If you look here, this is obviously not made for a press fit bottom bracket, but that is what we bought. So we're gonna head to Ride Bicycles and just go get a different bottom bracket. We're back, it's a new day. Our garage looks about like this after giving up yesterday, but it's sunny out in Seattle, so here we go.
So we have the red bottom bracket now, so that's
We went to the shop, and also while we were there, we ended up getting a new bolt for this, so we should be able to fully finish the project today. So he's screwing the bottom bracket in here.
lefty tighty.
Probably on the wrong side then. And there's these 2 washers that I think he's just too cool to use.
This one says righty tighty.
Yeah. So to tighten this bottom bracket, there's a tool that's from Park Tool, and then we're just using a torque wrench that is as well from Park Tool. So I'm holding the frame and he's just pulling down on it. There we go. Hit the spec.
And not feel like 50.
Perfect. Okay, so we've looked around for some cranks. We're not exactly sure where they are, so we're just gonna take these ones from my old bike. They're from Samox. I love these cranks because they're nice and short, which is nice for me with my little legs, and they're carbon. So first we're gonna just slide the longer end in from the left. Perfect. And then the other side, make sure they're opposites. Perfect.
We will need the spacers.
Yeah, so we are gonna end up needing those spacers. The bottom bracket comes with these 2 spacers here. So we're gonna go ahead and put those on here
Take on the inside.
of this.
On the inside.
Since we need these spacers, we're just using the torque wrench to back the bottom bracket back off. And now we're gonna put it to torque again. We as well need to do the same thing to the other side. Perfect. So we're just gonna unscrew this and add in a washer on the other side. Perfect. Okay, so we also as well need a chain ring. So this is as well from Samox. And so we're just screwing in the bolts here. How tight do we want these?
Tight. I don't know.
Now these are all on. I'm gonna go ahead and clean these because like I said, I'm not sure where my actual cranks for this build are. So we're just gonna use these ones for now. This is our shop dog, by the way. His name is Dash. Our other dog runs away, so Dash is just chilling out here with us. Okay, so now I'm gonna be installing the cranks. So how you do this is you're just gonna slide this end in, and then on the side with the chain ring, you're gonna add a bit of Loctite on the inside here, and then you're gonna wanna torque it to 35 Newton meters. While I work on that, something that's a little strange about the Norco is it's very nice to mullet it, but you do have to switch bearings. So as you can see, you need this link if you want to mold it, which does come with the bike, but there's no bearings in here. So what you can do is use a bearing press here. So yeah, got it out. And so what he's going to be doing is pressing out the bearings. Are you going to press them out here?
No.
Oh. He's going to just be using some new bearings and pressing them in here. Sick. Something that is important is that these silver parts here are greased. So I'm going to head down to our bike room and get some grease and apply it on those silver parts. So this is my favorite grease. We have a big tub of it, and then it's in this little gun, which makes it super nice. So what I'm gonna do down here is just apply grease there and on the other side. Most of this here, I'll end up on a paper towel on this side though. Now that my cranks are all greased, this side goes in on the left, and then we need Loctite for this side.
So I'm just pushing the first bearing. So yeah, I'm just backing the tool out, then I'll do it 3 more times. So in here, I'm just grabbing some Loctite to go in here. So for this is pretty easy. I just have this part of the press with a spindle. Now I put the bearing, then this bearing is a 6901. So I just slap that on, then like a little bushing thing, and then just tighten it up. But you gotta make sure it's lined up, so.
Let's put a little bit of Loctite in there on the threads. And I'm gonna go ahead and put on, this crank. Now I'm gonna tighten to 35 Newton meters. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and use a torque wrench to make sure I got it tight now. Okay, so for the next step, I'm gonna go ahead and install some pedals that I got from Crankbrothers. So I just greased them a bit. And now I'm gonna be, I can't hold 3 things. Okay, bye guys. Okay, now we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Now my wheels are gonna need rotors, which is something I can do without my brother's help. So I'm gonna get started. So I got these 2 rotors here from Ride Bicycles, Issaquah. So I'm gonna be using the 180 millimeter on the back and the 200 millimeter on the front.
Hey, so it's been a few weeks. I'm back. This is how I left my Norco Sight build, but tomorrow afternoon, I'm hoping right after school to go to Hot Laps and ride this bike and race it, which means I need to finish it tonight. And if you remember, where we left off was we broke this bolt. So today I just went and picked up, I got a new one. It just came. It kind of fell out of the bag, but yeah. So we should be able to finish the build today, so let's start. The first thing we want to do is to get the bike into the stand. So also another issue we had was that I didn't have a seat post shim. We're just gonna go ahead. Okay, the bike's in the stand, so we're gonna go ahead and put on the rocker bolt. So now we're gonna go ahead and connect the chain stays to the rocker link. So as you can see, this part just goes in right there. So I'm just torquing up these 2 bolts here, and then I'm gonna put the shock on. This is the shock I got for this bike. It's a Vivid Ultimate. I got it from Ride Bicycles. I'm gonna go ahead and put on the shock hardware and then go ahead and mount it right in here. Got the mounting hardware on, and so now we're gonna put it on the bike, starting from the bottom here. Yeah. Thing that we have left that's probably the hardest is the brakes, so we're gonna go ahead and tackle that now. I got Mavens because that's what I run on my downhill bike, and I'm really used to them and I love them. So I got these ones. They match perfectly with my fork. As you can see, my bike kind of has like this dark gray theme going on, so this kind of goes with it. This bike has internal routing, so I need to cut the hose and route it through the frame, but first I'm just gonna go ahead and mount the caliper. So now I'm just mounting the lever before I cut the hose. To know where to cut my hose, I want to have my grips on so my brake's in the right place. My favorite grips are these Deity Slim Fit grips. I got them in gray to kind of match with the theme I have going on.
That was funny.
I'm gonna go ahead and cut my hose now. I'm gonna go ahead and feed this loose end of the cable through the bike. The back brake is on, and now we're gonna go ahead and install the front brake. And since I do need to ride this bike tomorrow, I'm not even gonna bother cutting the hose. Since I'm gonna run a 200 mil rotor in the front, I need to go ahead and put on this little booster. Okay, so I made it pretty far on along this build here, as you can see, but my brother's gonna go ahead and take over because I have my Spanish final tomorrow. So he'll finish up the build and then I'll see it tomorrow, the final product.
Yeah. Bye.
See ya.
The first thing I'm gonna do is bleed the rear brake. That went pretty well, only ended up doing a lever bleed. Now I'm gonna put the cassette and rotors onto the wheels. This cassette is from the GX SRAM Eagle transmission. And now I'm just turning the sound of 40 Newton meters. For Nora's build, we're using SRAM HS2 rotors and 180 mil in back. And now I'm just gonna torque them to 6.2 Newton meters. Nory chose Maxxis Assegai and Maxxis DHR IIs for this build. She has a MaxxGrip compound in EXO Plus because it's a trail bike and she doesn't need all the stiffness in the sidewalls. And about 2 fluid ounces of stands. And we'll do the same for the rear. Time to put the wheels on the bike for the first time. One wheel on, one to go. So now we're gonna pair the SRAM T-type GX transmissions. Now we're gonna work on the seat and dropper, and my sister chose this seat. It's an SDG Bel Air. It has these really cool side rails and under thing, so we should get it on right now. So to cut the housing, we're gonna have to pull the post out. So that means we're gonna put the bike on the ground for the first time. So I just noticed that we got the post on backwards, so I'm gonna flip the seat around. And now I'm just cutting the housing down to length. Perfect cut. I got this all in, and now I'm just gonna tighten the seat post down. Now for the moment of truth. Perfect. Yeah. So right now I'm just putting on this like end thing so that it doesn't fray. Smush. We're using the AXS app because this is our first time doing T-type. It's actually more involved than we thought. So using the AXS app, it told us to do a 120 chain length, so we have to take off 2 more. It also tells you if you should be in A or B position, and for this bike it should be in B position. And the final touch is the chain guide. I'm using the Norco Ride Aligned website as a final step just to get the suspension really close. So basically what it tells you is like what your suspension settings should be for like the size of the bike, how tall you are, and how heavy you are, and your riding position. And that concludes the build. Even though it's not my bike, I'm still gonna go bounce on it just to make sure nothing's loose.